And when you finally get to that point, when you master yourself and you finally get yourself in that position where you know exactly why you're doing something, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, and defeat ain't even part of the equation. Like, you know that you're going to be successful. Once you finally reach that peak performance level, you're dialed in. There's nothing taking you out of that. No one can convince you that you aren't exactly where you're supposed to be at.
When it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best.
I'm going long in this breaker here. I'll take that. Going long in the order block. Make sure to take a partial here. It's almost like it's random. Stop above the balanced price range. That's a breakaway gap. This fair value gap should stay open. It's a breakaway gap. This is a breakaway gap, but this fair value gap here will take us higher. And thank you very much. Just like clockwork.
Yo. Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm feeling good. What's going on? What's the deal? Pickle, is everything kosher? Good morning. Good morning from South Africa. Let's go. Shout out South Africa. Good morning. Hopefully y'all had a restful weekend. Get re-energized. Ready to go. We're approaching the last quarter of the year. We're now in the second half of September. And then once we hit October, we're in Q4. So Jerusalem, okay, that's different. Botswana, okay, yeah, I remember Botswana. Jerusalem, that's the first time I've seen that one. That's what's up. Oh, man. Another week, another day, another dollar. Let's go. We'll let this room fill up a little bit. I'm not switching contracts. There's still more volume in the September contract. So I'm not switching. You want to trade the contract that has more open interest, which is still the September contract. Just Google Nasdaq open interest and click the first link. What's going on, Annalise? Good morning. It's a great morning. It's a fantastic morning. It's a beautiful morning. Somalia. Oh, man. We had a good webinar yesterday. Answered a lot of questions. Now we back. New trading week. See what Nasdaq wants to bring us. And have a little bit of fun today. We're going to probably go until 12 if Nasdaq price action permits it. If it's moving and it's doing stuff, then we'll stay until 12. That's the plan. Obviously, tape reading, no button pressing, live trading tomorrow for people with access. Speaking of people with access. Let's see. Excuse me, you look like you. Good morning. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. I don't want to go over the higher time frame too early. Then people are going to join in and ask, what's that level you have on your chart? So I'm just going to sit tight for a little bit. Let's go. I'm gonna try not to play with these poker chips this time because they're a little loud, which kind of sucks. Like these, got a lot of people saying they're too loud in the stream. So back to the deck of cards. How was y'all's weekend though? Had a great weekend. Hopefully y'all's weekend was good. Spent some time away from the charts, hopefully. Caught up on your rest. We got a busy week. Setups will be taken as we head into the last quarter of the year. It's crazy. 2024 is coming to an end. Fall is coming. It's crazy. Time is just flying by. It's ridiculous. Pretty good weekend. Turned $40 to $300 at the casino. Okay, that's what casino? I know you're not talking about Vegas. That's a pretty good risk to reward if you ask me. That's solid. You forgot to include the part where you gambled at 300 and now you're down like 500. But it's okay. I wouldn't share that part either. Just kidding. Hard Rock in Tampa? Okay, that's cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. Casino prop firm. That's pretty much every prop firm. Casino time. Get started in 3 minutes at 9:40. Then we'll work our way down to the 1 minute chart. See what we get. Good morning, Mikhail, Mr. Magnificent, Joel, Tariq, Xavier, Lucky Cat, ZZZ, Got It. Who else? Let's see them shorts. Uh-oh, somebody wants to go short. We're going to see. I haven't even looked at the chart since Asia, so I don't know what Nasdaq's doing on the lower time frame, but we're going to take a look at it together. Jesus, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. It's a great morning. Blessed morning. Amazing morning. Feeling good. Finally caught up on rest. I didn't get like no sleep yesterday. Editing that vlog and then driving back to oh, my lagging. Oh, I don't have my Wi-Fi Ethernet cord. Hold on. I forgot to plug it in. Fix that real quick. If it was lagging, it should be fixed in a little bit. I didn't have my Wi-Fi cord plugged in to my laptop. Should be good. If it was lagging, it may just be you. What's up, Tiffany? Good morning. Yeah, I got my cards with me. Info really coming together. Gotta stay up, watch the London reverse. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That London closed macro we talked about happens all the time. all the time. Enjoy watching the vlog. Appreciate it. That vlog was fun. I sent it to my friends and family. They enjoyed it. It was fun to make. It was fun to live in it. The editing was brutal though. That was so much footage. I started editing at like, I don't even know, like 10 p.m. and I didn't finish until 3 a.m. It's brutal. I probably won't do another vlog for a while. At least not one that's that long. That thing was 30 minutes long. I did not expect it to be that long. But it's 9:40, so let's go break down this higher time frame so we could be on the lower time frames for Nasdaq by 9:55-ish. So starting off on dollar index, again, I haven't even looked at the charts since last night. Dollar's doing exactly what I wanted to see. We have sell side underneath this low for dollar. So let's mark that out. And then while I go through this, if you guys don't mind giving me an audio check, quality check, how's the sound, how's the video, let me know. So this is your daily sell side liquidity. And these equal lows for dollar, just way too smooth. Here, 5 by 5, let's go. I got the reference. We good, loud and clear, that's what I'm talking about, let's go. So relative equal lows for dollar index, want to see us get into that. Looks like we may have taken out this low, let me see. No, just fell short of that. But this low here, Tuesday, August 7th, has my focus. So daily relative equal lows. All right, shove down to the 15. All right, want to see us get below that. I like how we left this fair value gap open. Want to see if we could stay heavy and possibly use this fair value gap as resistance, as an inversion level to take us lower. I'm going to highlight that in gray. And I want to see us make a run for those equal lows. So no need to go any lower than 15-minute chart for dollar. I already know what I'm looking for, so let's go ahead and take a quick glance at gold. If dollar's working lower, I want to see everything else go higher, and vice versa. So gold, we had this nasty consolidation on the daily chart, and then we had this displacement here. So I'm treating that as a breakaway gap, and I want to see if dollar can leave, not dollar, if gold can leave this fair value gap open, that signs a bullish order flow. So let's go to 15-minute chart. Intraday looking a little mid, but we took out relative equal lows, dropped down, failed to reach consequent encroachment of this wick, working higher just a little bit. The sell side up here, in my opinion, is a little too smooth. We do have equal lows down here, but as long as dollar can look somewhat bearish, I favor the highs up here. And we don't have any other news driver for today. We had medium impact at 8:30, but other than that, that's all we have for today. So all these highs up here, too clean. All right, and let's drop down to a 5. With down close candle, bullish order block. Also have a breaker, low, high, lower, low. And we have inefficiencies here paired with the order block. So I'm watching to see if there's any sensitivity there to take us higher into the buy side. Okay, that's all I care about for gold. Let's look at euro dollar. Good morning, good morning. What's up, Dimlo? Euro dollar looking strong and bullish. I like to see that. Instantly catches my attention. This long wick here, getting quadrants on that. So right now we're trading near consequent encroachment with that premium wick. I'm going to get the upper quadrant, and that'll be my next draw on liquidity for euro dollar. So right about there. So that right there is your daily premium wick. It's a premium wick because it's above market price. Premium wick, consequent encroachment. Not consequent encroachment, 75%. Upper quadrant. And then we also have this fair value gap here on the daily chart. Gonna annotate the low of that. So premium array. So that is your daily SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, low. So those are my two targets, drawing liquidity for Forex, Euro dollar. Down close candle, fair value gap. I want to see if there's any sensitivity in there. Fair value gap on the daily chart. All right, now let's go take a look at the Dow. The Dow just made, once again, new all-time highs, clearing out the relative equal highs. So at this point in time, Dow, I'm neutral. So let's mark out buy side. Where's it at? So this is your previous all-time high for the Dow. We just ran that out with today's trading. So now it's kind of just no man's land for Dow. Do we want to continue making new all-time highs, working higher? Are we going to consolidate since we just cleared that buy side, or do we want to go lower, clean out the equal lows? I'll be using the dollar index and other markets to kind of gauge what we want to do. But that's pretty much all we have for that 5-minute chart. A couple of inefficiencies here created at the open. So nothing really that I'm interested in Dow. It just cleared out its liquidity. Let's go to S&P. Weekly chart. Current new week opening gap. Whoops. For ES. Daily chart. And this is nasty, this consolidation balance price range here. These clean highs, too smooth for S&P, the buy side. Let's drop down to 15-minute, get a little bit more insight. Let's see. Opening prices on here, see where we're trading at. $8.30 opening price. So far in a discount, we do have this fair value gap here on the 15-minute and this wick. Looks like we traded into about consequent encroachment. Just failed to reach it. So the way I view this wick here, I'm treating wicks as gaps, okay, like a normal fair value gap. The fact that we dropped down, failed to reach consequent encroachment of the wick. If we start to run away and get back above that 8.30 opening price, I'm seeing that as S&P is bullish because of the failure to reach that wick and the failure to reach this fair value gap down here. So that's something I'll be watching. 5-minute chart. Not the cleanest, but we're still in that opening range, so we'll let that do whatever it wants to do. I'm watching this fair value gap for Dow. And then we have buy side. Our only premium objective is new all-time highs above here. People who like to try to predict the top in the market, we run out all-time highs and work lower just a little bit. People are shorting that, putting their stop losses above that high. I like to see us run out that high again. Output is bad. Mic is really quiet. The audio should be good. You might just have to turn up your volume or something. But the audio should be fine. Let's see. Let's go to the Nasdaq and see what we're working with. Weekly chart. Let's see. this SIBI here, not SIBI, fair value gap. We're trading near the low of it. So if I just draw that out for visual reference, old inefficiency on the weekly, the low, trading at that level. So I'm going to have that on my chart. I like using vertical lines or horizontal lines instead of the actual entire rectangle because it makes your chart look all colorful and just messy. So that's just how I like to do it. And we'll just label this weekly. We'll do old weekly BISI low. Okay, and let's go to a daily chart. Kind of like this fair value gap better looking at it now. So we have this fair value gap on the daily chart. Okay, whenever you're drawing your fair value gaps, don't just do it like this. Notice how we have a small little volume imbalance here. You have to include that volume imbalance in your trading. So you have to do it like that right there. And I see your questions. I'm going to answer them in a little bit. I just want to get through the higher time frame. So you have to include the volume imbalance or else you're not drawing it correctly. So be mindful of that. But we do have this new day opening gap that we're trading into right now. And that's pretty much all I care about, honestly, for the daily chart. This fair value gap here, this SIBI, I want to see that treated as an inversion level. Remember, I prefer higher prices on dollar, meaning I want to see lower prices. Did I say it wrong? No, I prefer lower prices on dollar, meaning I want higher prices and everything else. So this SIBI, I want to see us use it as support. So daily inversion fair value gap high. And let's drop down to a 15. Okay, tapping that fair value gap, trading back into that new day opening gap. You can see it being used as support all throughout here. And this fair value gap on the 15-minute, same thing with ES that we traded into. Slap on some opening prices. So immediately right away, I love how we're in a deep discount. Look how far beneath we are underneath that midnight opening price. It's a deep discount. 8:30 opening price. We're beneath that as well. And let's get our opening range gap. So right here, on a day like this, would I be interested in shorting anything as of right now? No. Now, if we trade up to consequent encroachment of this opening range gap, so if you take that closing price and our opening price today at 9:30, so if we were to trade into, let's say, midpoint or at least that lower quadrant and then start to work lower, I wouldn't mind shorting in that case. But if we just gap lower like this and it continue to tear lower, I'm not interested in chasing that. We're too much in a discount for me to consider selling. But we're beneath that midnight opening price. We're beneath that 8:30 opening price. We gap lower at the open. We've taken out sell side, traded into a 15-minute fair value gap. We have a lot of discount factors here. So I prefer higher prices in Nasdaq. Obviously that can change, but that's my bias as of right now. Let's go to a 15-minute chart. And we're just going to sit tight. Fair value gap here. Right there. All right, let's look at the chat. What we got? Can we talk about the opening range gap, new day opening gap? I just went over them. I'm a new trader. If I join your team, we'd be able to explain to me about future contracts, how to build a very detailed trading plan. Yeah, we can go over that. That's something I could just message you privately, or we could cover that in the webinars, building a trading plan. Matter of fact, let me write that down. That's actually a good segment for next week's webinar. We could spend like 10 minutes on that, building your trading plan. Where's my pencil? So that's good. I've been trading for 3 years, still not profitable. I think it's over trading, over leveraging. Yeah, gotta fix that. Gotta fix that. Can't be over trading, over leveraging. $8:30 open. It's just an opening price, framing power of 3 for the morning session. And it also gives me premium and discount. So if we're too far beneath that 8:30 price or midnight opening price, chances are that we're going to retrace a little higher. And if we just continue to work lower from those opening prices, then we're going to have a trending day. But 90% of the time, if we're way beneath that midnight open, way beneath that 8:30 open, and then we'll get that 10 a.m. opening price as well, chances are, if we're way beneath those levels, we're going higher. We covered that in the webinar a couple weeks ago. Do I make live calls? I just live stream my trades. I don't even know how to do the whole signal thing because I trade the 1 minute chart. So it's like if I send out a signal, by the time I type it out, screenshot it, send the price levels and all that, the trade already took off. And then I'm trading 2 different accounts, so it'll be too much to manage. So I just live stream my trades. You can see my entries, my exits. The last trade we took on Friday is on my YouTube channel if you want to see what that looks like. But yeah, signals, I trade the 1 minute chart, and next year maybe I'll hop down to like a 15-second chart, so it'll be too much to manage. But live streams are better than signals anyway, but I don't recommend trade copying. I never recommend anybody copying my trades. I'm just trying to teach price action. Let's drop down to the 1 minute. I like this fair value gap as a draw. Little too. Is my laptop about to die? How in the world? Where's my charger? Plug that in real quick. But buy side, we left relative equal highs with this rally higher. It's a little too smooth for my liking. And if Nasdaq can continue to work higher, this fair value gap post 7 a.m. that has my interest right there. See if we can stab up into that. First presentation, fair value gap, right here, use as inversion, draw it through. We used that Friday, it was a beauty. I'm not at the point where I can just trade that first fair value gap like by itself. I need some other confluences, but I think in about a month or so, I feel comfortable just buying that first fair value gap. But I'm still testing it out. It's like a new car, still test driving it. So far, here's gold. That buy side, that's way too clean. Looks like we're about to rip through that, which is nice. Euro dollar just fell short of its daily fair value gap. Let's look at Nasdaq, S&P, Dow just ran out its all-time highs, making new all-time highs. So now this is your buy side right there. No telling how high Dow wants to go. Just got to keep watching it. We have a small little fair value gap here with a down close candle, bullish order block. Watch and see if that can take us higher into the buy side, equal highs up here, and then possibly the fair value gap, this SIBI. So small little inefficiency right there. Something like that, right? So in this instance, I want to see how fast we trade above this high. If we take out this high slowly and kind of retrace back into this range, that's kind of weak order flow. We talked about this in the webinar too, but that retracement back down into a PD array, when we form a short-term high like that, you want to see us rip through that with a lot of speed because our focus are relative equal highs. And then I like this fair value gap up here. And then something we also covered in yesterday's webinar, fair value gaps, inversion fair value gaps. Do you want to see this SIBI take us lower? If we're in a buy program, you want to see that be used as support. Bam, right there. Beautiful. Whoops. Let me look at the economic calendar, see what it's looking like this week. So Tuesday, our main heavy hitter for the week is FOMC on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Thursday, that's pretty much it. Everything else should be fine, but that Wednesday probably be a tape reading stream. But Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, live trading, pressing buttons. And then as far as next week goes, next week looks really good. The week of September 23rd. That looks really good. I like how that's looking. Nice red folder events near 10 a.m. A lot of medium impact news drivers. Next week looks good. I'm watching to see if there's any sensitivity in this down close candle. Again, my focus is still the equal highs. I want to see this down close candle act as a propulsion block. It's an order block inside of another order block. Ideally, you want to see us react from here with a lot of speed. It's like what is it? What's the word? Like an accelerator for bullish order flow. So order block here, down close candle inside the order block for higher prices. You would want to see us trade down into that and then see a lot of speed. That's what you want to see ideally. But looking at gold, just fell short of his buy side. Dow breaking lower. S&P traded down once more into, what is that? Its new day opening gap. Just fell short of that right there. That's still a little too clean for my liking. S&P trading down, two down close candles, bullish order block with the fair value gap and that old new day opening gap, or that's our current new week opening gap, sorry. Dow, volume imbalance, two down close candles. No telling if Dow wants to go higher or lower. We're trading near all-time high territory, so not focusing too much on the Dow. Dollar looking strong. So this fair value gap failed to send us into the sell side. So we're going to clear that. And yeah, the Nasdaq here. The wicks do the damage. Candle opens, trades all the way down, takes out this short-term low, but the bodies as of right now staying inside of that fair value gap. Bodies tell you the story. But looking at all the other markets and how they're looking weak, like Euro is looking weak, gold is looking weak, S&P and Dow, So if you're looking for higher prices in Nasdaq, but all other markets are looking heavy, that can make it a little difficult. And the same thing we talked about, this high, I want to see a lot of speed. So we failed to take out this high. Once we drop down to the fair value gap, rally up, failed to take out that swing high. That's not what I'm looking for. So same thing with this instance here. We trade down, fair value gap, clear out the stops. I'm looking to see, can we blast through this with a lot of momentum? When you say something is too clean, are you looking to say it's taken out? If I say a level is too clean, I'm just looking at that as a potential draw on liquidity. That's all. Like I'm seeing that as a target. So for instance, the buy side, we rallied up, failed to take out the buy side here. So this is too clean. Too clean. And all I mean when I'm saying that is I want to see price disrupt that. So same thing with what was it? Gold. See how these levels here are just too smooth, equal highs. It's too clean. So I wanted to see a stab up into that. Just fell short. No big deal. Whoops. Let's get that opening price at 10. So I'm watching to see what kind of speed we get. If we just kind of lethargically trade above those short-term highs that we just formed. If we trade above that slowly with not a lot of energy, that's weak order flow, in my opinion. Ideally, if you're bullish, you want to see us just tear through that. So that right there, preferably not what I want to see. But then consider day of week, it's a Monday, and we have no news driver this morning except for that medium impact we had at 8:30. So you have to factor that in as well. And we have FOMC Wednesday. So where is or when is majority of that weekly range going to form? It's going to form on Wednesday. That's when you can expect the most volatility. Cleaner price action post FOMC. If I was in a trade, I would want to see it start to work higher from here. If not, I'll probably have to start scaling off, run down some of your equity. And what that looks like is, say you got in a trade down here, or down here, or down here. If I was still in this trade, holding out for buy side, if we were to run out that short-term high, come down, trade back up, that's a partial. See how we have clean highs up here? If we trade down and run out those highs, that's another partial, because price is already showing me weakness, and that's not what you want to see. Nasty consolidation though. Typical Monday, yeah. Let me look. Dow looks like it may want to make another attempt at all-time highs. Speaking of that, let's clear some of this off. Volume is low. The volume should be fine. I got a audio check earlier. You just have to turn your volume up. And I'm looking at my audio mixer, and the audio says it's fine. You just have to turn up your laptop, phone, or whatever it is you're watching on. I'm going to take off this buy side. Just know I'm looking at this as a drawn liquidity, but I don't like having all these lines on my chart. But this high up here, I want to see us rip through that. I'll take it off though. Same thing with this fair value gap here. I want to see if we can reach that as well, but I'm going to take it off. The high of this fair value gap on the 15-minute. So we'll do the 5-minute. This is your 5-minute BISI high. One of the reasons why I don't trade Mondays, price action could be a little bit more lackluster, a little bit harder to read, navigate. I kind of treat it like the Asian range, which is why it's a lot easier, in my opinion, to trade Tuesday, because you have Monday's trading already behind you. So I kind of just forfeit that day. I sacrifice Monday's trading, and then when I trade Tuesday, I look to see, okay, what do we do on Monday? What buy side do we run out? What buy side is still in place? What's the weekly chart doing? How does dollar look? So I don't care for pressing the button on Monday, but I will use that insight for Tuesday's trading. And then webinar group, for those who've been in the webinars for a while, what are we doing near those opening prices? That foreshadows a difficult morning session. See who's been taking notes. And I did post on YouTube too. Signs of a choppy morning, signs of a more difficult morning session. Those two opening prices. Yep, consolidating. If we're consolidating near opening prices, that's not what you want to see. You want to see a stab above if you're short, work lower. If you're bullish, you want to see us work beneath the opening price, not spend a lot of time there, and then work higher. You don't want to just see us go up and down, up and down, up and down. That's how you get chopped up. So remember I talked about running down equity, these clean highs. Right here, should we trade above that? Right there. That right there is a partial. That's a partial. You should be taking something off, paying yourself. And then you're watching to see, can you get the buy side above this high? And then best case scenario, excuse me, I don't know my water. Best case scenario, this fair value gap here, which is your 7:04 a.m. candle. But that right there, you should be taking something off. Especially on a day like today, on a Monday. But you can see that fair value gap. We wicked through it, that's fine. Wicked through it here. We're just trading down to that old new day opening gap. Trading down into the old new day opening gap. Taking out the stops underneath this low, that's fine. The bodies tell you the story. They're all staying inside that fair value gap. Dry throw. Hey, don't play me. Don't play me. If we break out this consolidation, would it confluence for buys? It depends what price is looking like. It is a balanced price range, all this, but for it to classify as a balanced price range, you have to leave it. So yes, we have this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So buy side, sell side delivery has been offered numerous times within this price range. If we were to leave it, then I would consider that balance. But as long as we're still trading inside this range, I'm just seeing it as a normal consolidation. Whoever's long, you should be paying yourself. You should have already paid yourself. What's up, Timothy? Watching that fair value gap with a down close candle. I want to see that take us higher into the buy side. Overall, this is just a nasty consolidation, so taking that with a grain of salt. Like if you look at your 5-minute chart for Nasdaq, it's not the cleanest, but we do have this down close candle. Watch and see if that provides any kind of support. But again, this whole range here, don't read too much into this. It's just going sideways. If previous day's low gets swept, then just above it, then fair value gap to where we go up. I gotta see an example, bro. Bloody edits. You guys show me an example. Everything is nasty. Dollar index is nasty. Nasdaq is looking nasty. Here's the dollar. Typical Monday price action. I like the buy side up here. Clean highs for S&P. I'm not looking for anything going lower at the moment. I still want higher prices. It's just me though. Black ICT. That's what they be saying. I don't take that title. I'm just Tremaine Trades, bro. Somebody commented on the vlog, said, what he say? He said, he was like, no disrespect or nothing. He was like, you kind of remind me of normal SpongeBob. I was like, what? Like, how am I even supposed to respond to that? It's because I have big eyes. But he was like, yeah, you look like SpongeBob. I was like, bruh, these comments on YouTube be wildin'. Oh, man. It's funny though. But go watch that vlog. If you, for anybody who's watching or just found me for the first time with this live stream, go check out that vlog. It took me like 4 hours to edit, so I need y'all to go support that. It was fun too. Shout out to people in Austin too. People in Austin, Texas, y'all real cool. I love Austin. They so chill. Say my name if you want to give me an answer. I don't know. He's typing in all caps, but I don't know what he's trying to say. Somebody help him if you know what he's talking about. I swear to God, I'm watching your videos. Couple weeks changed my life. That's what's up, DZ Gamer. That's what's up. I love hearing messages like that. Because I'm really not doing anything special. Like, I just like making videos. Like, I trade, I live stream. And, like, to hear that people are learning from the live streams and just the content and the market reviews and all that, it's pretty special. Because, like, I'll still be doing, like, all this stuff if I didn't have a YouTube channel. But to, like, put it out there to the public and see people, like, making money with it, like the Asia model. Like, so many people are passing their combines, trading Asia and all that, getting payouts. It's crazy. Love it. It's good stuff. Who are those ladies you linked up with? Bro, those are just random, like, ladies. I went to a bar, and when I see something in Nasdaq, I'll talk about it, but right now, I'm still looking for higher prices. I just went to a bar, and then, like, I was just grabbing a drink by myself, and then these other ladies, they're like, what's up? Like, what you here for? And they're, like, older, like, maybe, like, in their 40s, 50s, like, cool, like auntie type vibes. And then I was like, oh, I'm just here celebrating my belated birthday. Just turned 23 a couple of days ago. And then she was like, oh, like, let me get you a shot. You just turned 23. I said, I'll take a shot. She's like, what you want? I said, anything but Patron, because Patron's nasty. And then she got me a shot, and then it was 3 ladies, and they're all telling me that Austin has some kind of festival. I think it's called Pecan Street Festival or something on 6th Street in Austin, if you're familiar with Texas. So we went on 6th Street. They had a nice little festival. A lot of small business owners had their little pop-up shops and stuff. And then somebody help Bloody Edits. Bloody Edits ain't playing around. He need an answer ASAP. But it was cool though. It was cool. It was completely, like, it wasn't planned, but, like, they remind me of my auntie. Like, they're like family, and I just met them, and they're not even related. I thought they were sisters, and they're like, nah, like, we all just met each other a couple of weeks ago, and it was a vibe. So I was just strolling around with the aunties. It was cool. Hanging out with people's mamas. Hey, it was cool. They're real chill. Everybody in Austin was chill. Like, it's just good vibes all the way around. Typical Monday price action. Nasty. I just looked up your YouTube channel, Timothy. I like your channel. I'm gonna subscribe. I see everybody's. I didn't know you were like a trader, like a YouTuber like that. I just subscribe. Let's see. This is nasty. Nasty. First fair value gap, first presentation fair value gap. Not interested in anything long or short at the moment. So like if I were pressing the button today, I wouldn't be seeing anything trustworthy as of right now. Twain need to I want to learn from you to sharpen my blade as a trader. Where should I start? The Discord is a great start. I feel like, and this is just me, if you're trying to learn how to read price action, the live streams and the market reviews would be helpful. And then if you want a little more, the webinars are good. We go over specific topics for about an hour a week. But I feel like live streams, just because like we're sitting here live and just real-time examples. And just go through anything on my YouTube channel. I have a lot of videos on my channel you can just watch. Bank Nifty chart. I don't even know what that is. Oh, I've never heard of Bank Nifty. Yeah. Let's look around the board, see what's happening. So Nasdaq falling out of bed, may want to make a run for sell side. S&P looking heavy. Just fell short of his buy side above this high. We did sweep out the buy side here. The Dow looks like it's going to keep that new all-time high in place for a while. Dollar index is not doing anything. We are trading inside this fair value gap here. Nasdaq, watch and see if we want to get below this low. Indian markets, the Indian markets, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know they had a market. I'm sitting neutral. I want to see if Nasdaq wants to make a run for that sell side, or these highs, and this is just me, these highs here are just way too smooth for my liking. It's just way too clean. But I do like the smaller rotational lower. We've talked about this the past couple of streams, but that fake bull flag, Because what does retail like to see? Displacement, consolidation, another displacement. Okay, that's a classic retail pattern. That tends to look something like that, right? So I do like how we just ran over the top of them and did that instead. But these clean highs up here, in my opinion, if we don't get that this morning, then like during lunch or that market on close macro, that'll definitely have my attention. The fact that we couldn't trade inside the fair value gap, that's heavy. If we zoom in a little closer, just failed to trade to that first fair value gap after 9:30. Couldn't trade into this fair value gap. That's weak. That's heavy order flow. Was I an IML? Hell no. No, sir. I do not trust IML. I wouldn't give IML $1 even if I had $1 million. No way. Not a chance. The biggest scam in all of history. Did I finish the 2024 ICT mentorship? I just finished lecture 15. Let me see. I just finished lecture 15, so I'm on 16. But lecture 16, I think, or that might be 17. One of them are like 4 hours long, so it's gonna take me a while. A lot of people started trading with IML. I never got sucked into that nonsense, thankfully. I did trade a lot of other retail stuff, but the IML Academy was something that gladly I didn't participate in. Let's clear some of this off. Not buy side. It's been a whole 2 years. We've all been there. Started with SMC. Well, SMC is ICT concepts, smart money concepts. It's his stuff. Jay, sir. Oh my gosh. Nah, SMC and ICT. ICT, like, if you go to ICT's YouTube channel, it literally says, like, he's the creator of SMC, Smart Money Concepts. But people like to run with it and add stuff to it and claim it's theirs. It's not. Smart Money Concepts is just ICT concepts. Smart money. Let me see how far Nasdaq can run. All the bodies here. So yes, there's sell side underneath this low. But notice how all the bodies are staying right here. So there's liquidity under that. So what I like to do is take the lowest closing price, which is this candle here. That's rejection block. Watch and see if Nasdaq wants to trade down into that. So that is your 15-minute rejection block. And then should we tag that you're watching to see can we reach consequent encroachment of this wick, and then maybe the sell side. But right now I'm looking for that rejection block. Yeah, people be trying to come up with stuff. It's just because they're selling something. That's all it is. Like, I just came up with a new explosion block. Like, what? You know, you just coming up with stuff now. That's why I don't stay on Twitter, because Twitter's so toxic. People just selling stuff. People just, like, talking about a whole bunch of nothing. Oh, somebody asked if I watched the ICT Twitter space. I've listened to, like, an hour of it on my drive back from Austin. I listened to about an hour of it, and then I got home, and I didn't finish it, but I'm going to finish it probably today. Yeah, like, people just be coming up with a whole bunch of stuff. Bloody edits, I can't help you, bro. I'm sorry. Join the Discord. That's the best advice I can give to anybody. Join the Discord. Speaking of Discord, make sure you join the Discord. Least toxic, I'm taking that title. Least toxic Discord community out there. I feel like that's rightfully ours. Gonna make us some chicken wings. Enjoy. Chicken wings sound good. Still have my eyes on that buy side. So the way I'm viewing this, it's a choppy Monday, but we dropped down, clearing out the sell side. This old kind of faded, shaded gray line here, that's just an old daily low or daily high. So I put on the last daily high, daily lows for the last 3 days. I keep that on my charts. That's what you see here. That's an old daily high or low. This line here, old daily high or low, same thing here. So we dropped down, taking out the sell side. So far, failed to reach that old daily level and failed to reach that rejection block. So I'm watching to see, do we stay heavy and reach for these levels here, or do we want to move away? Looking at dollar index, S&P doing the same thing, the Dow, dollar. Looks like it may want to start rotating lower, but dollar's just been choppy, so take that with a grain of salt. But if dollar starts to look really heavy, remember I'm still looking for that sell side, equal lows on the daily chart for dollar. So if that can start working to the downside, then like I said, the buy side up here is just too clean in my opinion. If we don't get that during the morning session, definitely during lunch or that final hour of trading, it's just way too smooth. Rejection block is the highest closing price in a swing high or the lowest closing price in a swing low. Oh no, I saw, speaking of journals, ICT has a video. If you look up ICT like journal, he has a video where he's going through his journals. He gives you an example of how to journal, like his actual, it's a video of him going through his journals. It's an old video. Well, he has nice leather journals. He has 6 of them. And in Austin, one of the pop-up shops, I saw one that looked just like the journal ICT had, leather, old-fashioned. The paper looked like something from the 60s, where people had the little feathers. They used to write with feathers and the ink. It looked like that kind of paper, like the Declaration of Independence kind of paper. But it was real nice. And I asked him how much it was. He said 60, and I was like, I could low-key get one on Amazon for a little cheaper. But journals are important, man, because when it's all said and done, like, those journals are all you got. Like, I still read back at my journals from, like, 2021, 2022, when I wasn't profitable, and I was still, like, finding my way. Like, it's crazy how my mindset was back then. It's kind of emotional if you read it. Like, if you've been struggling and stuff, and you journal that, and then you're finally profitable, and you look back at your journal from when you were struggling and nothing was clicking, it's kind of emotional. It's like, damn, like I really went through that, and I really like came out on the other side. Open up this Bank Nifty chat. I don't know what Bank Nifty is. I don't want to get off the Nasdaq because it looks like we might be doing something. I'm not opening up Bank Nifty. Nah, you don't have to leave bloody edits. It's just we're just focused on American markets here. Man, let me look at this. Let me see. I'll give India some love too. Let me see. What is it? Bank Nifty Index Futures. Oh my God, boy, what? Oh, you're in India, so maybe it's a different time zone. Hey, yo. It's not even trading right now, is it? Bro, what? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I can't help you. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I can't help you. You're on your own. Yeah, you're on your own with that one. All right, we gotta focus on Nasdaq because I'm focused on these clean highs up here. Using this, take some of this off. Dang, that was nasty. Goodness gracious. Daily chart. We'll look back at it in a little bit, but I'm focused on Nasdaq right now. So just kind of trying to get a little bit of insight here. Fair value gap, we trade down, rally into this fair value gap here. I'm watching this wick. See if we can stay above that. But dollar's still, Gold is blowing accounts, looking choppy. It's just not looking too, nothing now I feel comfortable trading. They ain't using IBDA on that. Let me go back. Let me see. Bank Nifty. There's two of them. Let's use the first one. Lord have mercy. Bruh. Bullish. Equal highs. Buy side. That's all I got for you. 52,847. That's my drawn liquidity. Lord have mercy. That's gonna take 3 years to pan out. Golly. Yeah, they ain't no algorithm on Bank Nifty. They ain't no. There's no. Oh shoot. Ain't no algorithm running on that thing. That's all buying and selling pressure over there. I'm good. I'll stay on this side. Yeah, ain't no algo on Nifty. That's funny. I like what Nasdaq's doing right now. I'm being a little stubborn as far as wanting to see that buy side tag. I've been kind of wanting higher prices all day, and I like how so far we failed to reach these levels down here after taking out the sell side. But I wouldn't be confident in anything going higher unless we get above this fair value gap here and treat it as an inversion level. So I'm going to mark that out in gray until we possibly get above it. If we get above it, treat it as support. Then I like the clean highs up here. And then remember, we're getting into London close, so we just covered that in the webinar yesterday. So far, who's been making money this morning? I would say shorts. We just cleared out the sell side. So far, everybody's making money going short. We have this consolidation. Liquidity is building above that. We're dropping down. People are trailing their stop losses. So as we approach 1050 to 1110, I want to see us form the opposite end of this sell-off and then make a run for buy stops. So that's kind of how I'm internalizing it. So we could continue to work lower until 11 o'clock. Then I want to see preferably higher prices. I made 80,000 rupees. That's rupees, right? That's their currency. I don't know, bro. And then best case scenario, we failed to reach midpoint of that opening range gap. Take that closing price, that opening price, midpoint of the gap is here. So we have converging factors. We have equal highs, smooth highs, buy side liquidity, and we have consequent encroachment of our current opening range gap. So as we approach the lunch hour, London close, focus on this. Crude oil, that's what's up. Off the 4 hour, okay. Is that like $8? That's crazy. There's more volume in the September contract, so I'm still trading September. The December contract for Nasdaq doesn't have nearly as much volume, so that's why I'm still using September until that open interest and volume changes to December. Emini Nasdaq is NQ. Emini Nasdaq futures is NQ. December contract is NQZ 2024. So this is the December contract, NQZ. This is the September contract, NQU, which is what I'm on. Just do a Google search, look up Nasdaq open interest, click the first link by CME group, and you could look at the open interest and the volume. You'll see that there's way more volume in the September contract still. Again, remember, another webinar. My chart, hold on, it's stressing me out. I'm taking these off. It's too much going on. That's much better. So, same thing we covered in the webinar a while ago. Note our 3 opening prices and where we are in terms of that. Okay, 85, 90% of the time, if we're beneath that 10 a.m. open, if we're beneath that 8:30 open, if we're beneath that midnight open, we're either going to have a really trending day where it's just lower, 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 or we're repricing up and tagging the buy side. So would I be interested in taking anything short here? Me personally, and for my trading style, I wouldn't be interested in anything short because we're in too much of a discount. And then if you remember at the beginning of the stream, we opened lower, so we gapped down even more of a discount, taking out the sell side, and we're beneath all three of these opening prices. So if I see that and I'm trading and I'm pressing the button, I'm looking for something going long. And then you combine that with time of day. What time is it right now? 10:50 to 11:10. London close macro, profit taking hour. We literally just covered this yesterday in the webinar, this specific time of day. Remember this fair value gap? I highlighted in gray. Preferably, I want to see us get above it and treat it as support. And I like the buy side above these clean highs. When do you switch over? I don't know how to change my, I would show you, but I don't know how to switch my tabs over to, because I have it pulled up. I'm looking at the open volume right now, but I don't know how to switch it to, let me see. Oops. Whoops. My fault. Let me see. Okay, I think y'all should be able to see this now if I do this, I think. Can y'all see this? I don't know. I'm a grandpa when it comes to YouTube live streams. I'm used to Discord. Okay, you can see it? Okay, so right here, this is CME Group. All you have to do is just go into Google, type in Nasdaq open interest, and then it'll pull this up, CME Group website. September contract. Here's the volume, 467,000. Total volume, 467,000. December contract, only 130,000. All right, so I'm trading the September contract until the December contract has more volume. So that's what I'm looking at. Now, how do I get off of this thing? Ugh. I don't know if that, I think that did it. Are we good? I think. Is it back to normal? Back to the trading view chart? All right, cool. Appreciate it. 20, don't play with me, bro. So we've already had enough foolishness going on. Watching to see if this fair value gap can take us higher. We're in that London close macro, approaching 11 o'clock, so I'm looking for buy side, higher prices. But again, I wouldn't be confident in anything higher until we get above this SIBI and treat it as inversion. And then should we get above this fair value gap, that first fair value gap after 9:30, I want to see that treated as support as well. And then buy side. All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. So that's why I'm still on September contract. There's way more volume still, but I'll be checking it daily to see when the volume switches over to the December contract, and when that happens, then we'll be trading NQZ2024. But I think most brokers, like my TradeStation broker, they send out an email letting you know, like, hey, there's more volume in the other contract. I think it gives you a heads up. Yeah, some brokers, they do it automatically. Yeah. suggest fair value gaps are partially filled. Leave them. That's fine. If I'm bullish, I don't want to see fair value gaps completely filled in. So I'm actually watching this fair value gap here. See if we leave some of that open. I don't have an indicator for macros. It's just a horizontal line drawing, trend line drawing. All my focus is in that fair value gap I shaded in gray. Watch and see if we get above that. Down close candle, bullish order block. Not the cleanest price action, but again, it's a Monday. It's a Monday. Muddy Mondays. That's what I'm going to start calling it. Muddy Mondays. Not money, muddy. Dirty, muddy Monday. I'm sorry, videos. I have a doubt. Like I said, this fair value used the inversion. What's the reason? If I say a fair value gap, I want to see it used as an inversion level. That means I want to see the algorithm switch to a buy program. So if we're in a buy program, down close fair value gaps, aka SIBIs, you want to see us get above that and treat it as support. Same thing if you're in a sell program. So right here, we're going down, going for sell side, this fair value gap, you want to see us get below it, treat it as support. This fair value gap, if you're bearish, you want to see us get below it, treat it as resistance. I said support, I meant resistance. So here, because we're entering London close, 11 o'clock profit taking hour, and I want to see us make a run for buy side, I want this fair value gap to be used as support, meaning get above it, treat it as support. Same thing with this SIBI here. I don't want this to send us lower. I don't want us to trade up and then trade down. We're getting closer to 11 o'clock, and everybody's made money going short. We've already cleared out the sell side, so I want to see us get above it like we do here, treat it as support, but my focus is this one here. I'm not interested in anything going higher until we get above this. If we do that, then I'm definitely looking for buy side, and then consequent encroachment midpoint of our current opening range gap that we failed to trade to so far. Yeah, muddy Monday. It's muddy. Can you make money trading these days? Absolutely. But then you have to remember, you can make money trading any day. As long as the markets are open and you press a button, you have the opportunity to make money. So it's not about making money, it's about trading market conditions that are more favorable. And I used to trade Mondays. Like today would be a Monday I would trade. The only Mondays I used to never trade was no news Monday. But today we had medium impact news at 8:30. So normally this would be a day that I trade. But seeing price action like this occur time and time again on Mondays, it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to start my trading week on Tuesday. And it's been doing me well. And it builds patience, it builds discipline. So if you're struggling with FOMO, discipline, patience, and all that stuff, don't trade Monday. It forces you to sit on your hands. Speaking of that, somebody asked, I saw the question, but I forgot to answer it. How do you overcome the fear of clicking the button after so many losses? Click, and when you didn't click the button, it did go your way. If you go on a losing streak, for one, just lower your risk. Like the smallest leverage, the lowest risk you can put on. Just lower your risk. and then just keep taking your setup. That's all you can do. Now, if you're still new and like you're trading prematurely, meaning like you're not ready for live funds, you're not ready for a combine or whatever it is you're trading, then lowering your risk isn't going to do anything because you're still going to lose. But if you're profitable and you know what you're doing and you just go on a normal losing streak, just keep doing what you're doing. That's all it is. Don't change anything, just journal, go over your losing trades, go over your mistakes, realize what you did wrong, lower your risk, and keep going. That's what I would do. All right, so it's 11 o'clock. London close. I want to see what we get here. Gold. What's gold doing? Ugh, gold is nasty. Yeah. I wouldn't. Today's not a day I'll feel comfortable trading anything. S&P and Dow. Oh my goodness. That's nasty business right there. That's bad business. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that. But same thing we kind of saw here with the fake bull flag. Whoops, not that. So same thing here, consolidate. Retail wants to see another push higher. Seeing the same thing here. And like I said, Nasdaq wants to trend lower, lower, lower. That's fine. I wouldn't be interested in that. I like these levels, especially as we get closer to the lunch hour. Lunch macro kicks off at 11:30. All of this on the 15-minute chart is a balanced price range. All of this back and forth, back and forth. It's balance. It's going to take a lot of momentum, a lot of speed to get through something like this. Let's go to 30. Ugh, this is nasty. Looks like we want that rejection block on the 15. Again, that's the lowest closing price because we have all these wicks here. Yes, there's sell side underneath this low, but all the bodies are staying right here. So that's your rejection block. That's a target. And then you leave a partial on. If you're short, you leave a partial. Consequent encroachment, and then see best case scenario, that sell side. But again, I'm not interested in anything going lower. Whoops, my bad. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Yeah, this is slow. This is nasty. I got a couple of messages last week. People were getting upset because I was closing my charts early. It's like, that's what you're supposed to do. If I'm live streaming and the market condition that I'm looking at is just trash, it's slow, and I don't feel comfortable pressing the button, like, I'll cut the stream. A lot of times we'll stay on and just watch it, but like, there's no point. Yeah, the only people who get mad when I cut the stream early is, and I never cut it early like 10 minutes into the stream. Like, if we're going until 11 o'clock, I'll maybe cut it off at like 10:40 or something like that. But like, I'll never just stream for like 10 minutes and be like, all right, like, we're gone. Unless it's really just looking like trash. But yeah, the only people who get mad when I cut the stream early, like 20 minutes early, 15 minutes early, are the people who copy my trades because they're waiting on me to do something. Which I always tell people, like, don't copy my trades. Like, just use the live streams like for your own insight. So if you're looking at price and you're bullish, you may see something different as, you know, a reason for you to be bullish, and I may explain something that explains why I'm bullish. Well, there you go. You have two confluences for you to take your own trade and your own entry model. Like, sometimes people in the streams, they get in earlier than I do, like that Friday's trade. Some people got in earlier. I waited for the fair value gap. Some people got in later, but they combine their own analysis and then with my tape reading, and they frame their own setups. But it's like, if you're just watching the live streams just to copy my trades, like, you're not going to learn how to reprice because you're not even focused on the candlesticks. You're just waiting until I press the button. And then the year's going to go by and you're still not going to know what you're doing. And that's tough. But some people, they've been in live streams for 2-3 months, and then they message me like, hey, bro, like, I think I'm good. Appreciate it. I got what I need. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Some people don't even tune into live streams. They're just here for the webinars every weekend just to get some extra knowledge. But they already know how to reprice. They just want to show up either in the live streams just to tune in, or they just want the webinars. Again, I'm still seeing if we want to get above this. If we get above this fair value gap, what do we also have in here? It's a breaker, assuming we get above this up close candle. Unless we get above the swing high, I'm not interested in anything going higher. I want the buy side, but price has to show me that it wants to go up there by getting above this high, because that would be above this fair value gap, and we would have a breaker, low, high, lower low. So all my focus is, can we get above this? S&P making a higher low, the Dow also making a higher low, and Nasdaq making a higher low. So far, all the markets in agreement. But dollar index is looking bullish. It's looking a little too strong for my liking. But we have this fair value gap here. But you can't place too much emphasis on dollar right now because it's really just chopping around. So I'm focused more on the price action that we're getting in Nasdaq. Oh yeah, that's what I tell people all the time. Like, when people ask, like, what do you do? I'm like, I trade a little bit. I have like a YouTube channel and stuff. I live stream. They're like, oh, you do that trading thing? And they're like, yeah, man, like, what you think about Bitcoin and like in GameStop? I'm like, no, not that kind of trading. That's gambling. I don't do that. And then they're like, well, what stocks do you recommend? Like, what stocks should I buy? And it's like, I don't trade individual stocks. And then I have to explain the whole. I just tell them, like, basically I trade the index is like 100 companies in one. And they're like, oh yeah, I've heard of that. So when should I buy it? I'm like, bruh. And then they ask they'll always say something like, I've been thinking about getting into trading, or I know somebody that trades and he made $400,000 in one day. I'm like, yeah, right. And then they're like, so like, how do I get into it? And first thing I tell them is like, well, it's gonna take you at least like a year and a half. Like, if you can't put in like a year, 2 years just to learn. I always tell them, like, you're not going to make money your first year, maybe even your first 2 years. Like, you're not going to make money. And then that's when the conversation typically ends right there. The conversation usually always ends right there. And then there it is. But yeah, people think you're going to make money your first 6 months of trading. Yeah, right. Not consistently, at least. You don't even know yourself yet. You don't even know. Because people who are not in this industry, like, they think they're patient. They think they got everything under control. They think they're just this and that in a bag of chips. And then they get in this market and they lose themselves. Yep. So this fair value gap here, so far I like how we left that open. I want to start seeing some signs of bullish order flow. Remember, time of day, London close, typically brings a retracement or a reversal. So we're getting that retracement in the 11 o'clock hour. Can we get above this high, treat this breaker as support? Can we get above that first presentation fair value gap, treat it as support? And then equal highs up here, too clean. And then just for the little cherry on top, like just for best case scenario, because why not? For those who tuned in as soon as the stream started, you remember I had this fair value gap here, this SIBI. This would be like the little chef's kiss if we can trade up here, manage to do that. But that right there would be best case scenario, like mic drop right there. That bearish fair value gap that's holding. I don't see any bearish fair value gap. Oh, are we talking about this? Bearish fair value gap holding, it lines up the order block to the left. Now that doesn't mean anything because I'm looking for higher prices. If I'm looking for sell side, like here, the rejection block here, yes, but since I'm factoring in time of day, London close, and clean highs, that's buy side. So note that we have like a triple top here. So I want to see us blast through that. And then treat this up close candle as support, used as a breaker. This fair value gap, I like how we left that open. That signs of bullishness. I want that to stay open. I don't want us to retrace all the way back down, back into here. That's not what I want to see. Dow is just going sideways. It's not really doing much. S&P displacing just a little bit. Gold and Forex are lethargic. First fair value gap. First presentation fair value gap is your first fair value gap after 9:31 a.m. aka your first fair value gap that forms during regular trading hours. So if we turn on regular trading hours, this is your first fair value gap. And it's between 9:30 10 o'clock. A lot of people miss that part when they think of first fair value gap after 9:30. That only applies for the opening range. So for some reason, if we don't form a fair value gap until 10:01, that doesn't count. It has to be between 9:30 and 10 a.m. ICT mentioned that. But obviously, 99% of the time, at least on the 1 minute chart, you're going to get a fair value gap in the first 30 minutes. So that's what you see here. All right, so right here, this is all that's needed for the London close macro. It's already completed its function, okay? It brings a retracement or reversal. So we talked about this in the webinar. A lot of times this can happen where we get to 1050, 1110, we'll rally up, clear out short-term highs, and then if we're still bearish, expecting a continuation, then you'll see a rotation lower, okay? So one of those two things are going to happen during 11 o'clock. Retracement, clear out buy stops, continuation lower, or full out reversal, clearing out the buy stops here. Those are only two things I'm expecting. But since we already retraced, cleared out the buy stops, now I'm waiting to see, does this fair value gap offer support as inversion? And this breaker here, does that offer support? And can we get above that first fair value gap after 9:30? But that right there, this move is enough for that macro. It did its job clearing out buy stops. So now this is when I just wait and see, do we still want to go higher? Signs of bullish order flow is what? Leaving fair value gaps open. Leaving fair value gaps open. So far here, leaving fair value gaps open. I'm watching where the bodies are opening and closing. Do respect that inversion level. It can stab down into the fair value gap, that's fine. Like these two here, it could wick down into that, but best case scenario, I don't even want to see us trade here. I want to see us be in a hurry to get the buy side up here. Breakaway gap, it's just, you need narrative. If you're expecting higher prices and you see a displacement fair value gap, I'm just treating that as a breakaway gap. I have videos on my YouTube channel about breakaway gaps. And then we also talked about where we are. We're beneath that midnight open, 8:30 open, and that 10 a.m. open. So we're in a deep discount. And we opened lower at 9:30. So we had a gap down. Everything's telling us that we're in a discount. We're cheap, cheap, cheap. We want to buy it when it's cheap. Buy here. No, I'm not saying buy. I'm not saying buy. I would never tell anybody to buy or sell anything. You would not see me do that. Even in the live streams, I would never tell you to buy. Shuffling cards for therapy. It is really relaxing. I just taught myself how to shuffle like last week because I never knew how to shuffle. And it's really, I see why ICT does it. It's very, I don't know, it's satisfying. That's the word. It's very satisfying. That SIBI is the first fair value gap after 7 a.m. Just applying Caleb's model. Targeting levels that are too smooth after 7 a.m. That's all it is. And it's really the first main inefficiency above the buy side. So if we were to trade above here, you have to ask yourself, how far above the buy side can it go? Keep looking left. We've already repriced in this fair value gap. This fair value gap here is the first inefficiency above the buy side. That still needs to be repriced too. So that's why I have that drawn out. Alright, so now what I would like to see is us get above that first fair value gap after 9:30. Treat it as support. Use that as potential rocket fuel, taking us up into the buy side. Don't get FOMO. Oh no, we don't do FOMO over here. Like, it's panning out so far the way I like to see it, but I don't feel any type of way about not being in a trade. I'm chilling. What is FOMO? I don't know what FOMO is. Not anymore, I don't. It means you are a real mentor. Yes, fear of missing out. was just being sarcastic. Should we consider fair value gap filled if it filled 80-90%? Or should we keep the 10-20% open? Overcomplicating it. If you're bullish, you don't want to see fair value gaps fill in. If you're bearish, you don't want to see SIBIs filled in. That's all you got to know. So zooming out on the 5-minute chart, who remembers that homework we had? Speaking of homework, I'm going to grade the rest of those. I didn't have a lot of time yesterday because I was on the road driving and all that. But the homework last week was what? Find a breakaway gap on the 5-minute chart. Why is my thing weird? Find a breakaway gap on a 5-minute chart and frame a setup using the logic that this should stay open on the 5-minute. So that homework assignment, this is good so I can explain it here. You guys did good on that, by the way. But if we're expecting this fair value gap here to stay open on the 5-minute chart, what does that mean if we were to drop down to the 1-minute? Let me do this. This is what I meant in the homework assignment. This is a great example. But on the 5-minute, if I'm expecting this to stay open, that means when I drop down to the 1-minute, you could be looking for setups anywhere in this region, expecting this not to be traded to, because this is your 5-minute breakaway gap. So that's what I meant with the homework assignment, and you guys did a good job finding all of those examples. So what do we have above this 5-minute fair value gap? We have a fair value gap here on the 1-minute. We have a down close candle, bullish order block, and you're allowing for price to trade into what? At least the upper half. If you're bullish, preferably you want to see this entire fair value gap stay open if you're bullish, or what? At least the lower half. So you're allowing price to trade down into it, but you want to see consequent encroachment and below stay open. So with that logic, how I view it is if we were to slap on midpoint of this fair value gap on the 5-minute, okay, that's what you see here. On the 1-minute chart, I'm looking for entries anywhere in this region here. Right there. Okay. So I'm looking for entries above consequent encroachment of the 5-minute fair value gap and above. And you could trust that your stop will be safe because you're not expecting this to be traded to down here because that's the lower half of the breakaway gap. These are gems, bro. I'm trying to, man. So look what we have. Fair value gap. Right there. That's exactly the homework assignment. Panning out real time. Beautiful. So again, I'm still watching to see if we can get above that first fair value gap after 9:30. That's my focus. Just learned some new, I'm trying to tell y'all, this was literally the homework assignment we assigned in the Discord. So if you did your homework, if you went into your own charts and found examples, you'll be able to identify this stuff real time. Oh, breakaway gap on the 5-minute. I'm looking for higher prices. We're beneath all 3 opening prices. There you go. If we have a breakaway gap on the 5-minute, look for a setup that matches that logic on the lower time frame. This fair value gap should send us higher because right below it is that breakaway gap on the 5-minute that you don't want to see traded to. So you can feel comfortable buying this, placing your stop beneath it because you don't want to see that fair value gap traded to. So we're above that first fair value gap at 930. I want to see it treated as support. This is freaking, I'm trying to tell y'all. And it's just the same thing, just working it up. So what do we have here? A SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Do I want to see that take us lower if I'm looking for buy side up here and potentially this fair value gap? No. So a lot of people say, how come you didn't see that as to send us lower? How come that didn't take us lower? Well, if we're in a buy program, I want to see this fair value gap used as support. I want to see this fair value gap here used as support. I want us to get above this and use it as support until we get to buy side. That's how I internalize it. If we enter on that fair value gap, if I enter with this fair value gap here, my stop loss is below mean threshold of this down close candle. That'll be my stop. That's not a trade idea. If you're in a trade, that's on you. I don't trade Mondays for obvious reasons. So if you're in a trade, best of luck to you. I would never touch it. Just tape reading and learning, that's what's up. Down close candle. It's a bullish order block. Tomorrow we live, yep. Only for full access though, since tomorrow I'm actually trading and pressing buttons. I'm only live streaming for full access members in the Discord, which if you want to join the Discord, if this is your first time watching a live stream, Discord link is pinned in the top of the chat room. Check that out. And I'll see you inside. We're almost at 1,500 members, I think. Or did we already pass that? Let me see. Oh, dang, we're almost at 2,000. We're at about 1,800 members in Discord. So join that. It'll be worth it, I promise you. Fair value gap. Again, you want to see this offer support. Why? We have that breakaway gap on the 5-minute chart. Small little detail. We trade down so far, failing to completely reprice to the low. I like that. Move this out the way. This is your breakaway gap on the 5-minute. Could you apply the 2022 model at 1022? 1022. 1022. If you want. I don't see anything wrong with it. Some people that may be your model, but me, I wasn't really looking for shorts. But if you want to write that down, that's fine. I prefer this move going higher, but that's just my style. Let me see what everything else is doing. S&P breaking lower. Dow breaking lower. Forex, euro dollar looking a mess. Gold still just looking nasty. I have videos on my YouTube channel about breakaway gaps, how to buy the right fair value gap. You can search that and then search how to know which fair value gap will stay open. Both of those videos are on my YouTube channel. It'll help you out. Fair value gap there is still being used as support. So far the body is staying above it. That's what you want to see. Remember, I don't want lower prices because we have that breakaway gap on the 5-minute chart just below us. So I want to start seeing us work higher from here. And then if we do trade lower into that 5-minute breakaway gap, if we breach consequent encroachment of it, then we're likely going to aim for that sell side. But for now, I'm looking at that buy side, or at least for us to get back above that opening price at 830. Want to see us get above this fair value gap, that SIBI, and treat it as support. I want to see us stay in a buy program, so I don't want that to take us lower. I want to see us run through it. It's getting a little choppy in here though. It's just lethargic, but typical Monday. 2022 model. I don't see a clean 2022 model in the chart right now. Nothing in this consolidation is interesting to me. And I wasn't interested in lower prices, so I was just letting that drop down. But remember, all three of our opening prices are above us, so I'm not interested in shorting anything here. I'm looking for buy side. Asia, maybe tomorrow. I'm going to the pool later with some friends, so I probably won't be in the room, in the apartment. Got some friends coming over. We're all gonna be in the pool having some drinks and stuff. But what am I doing tomorrow? I don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow, so we might live stream. Or actually, no, let's do Asia on... We have FOMC on Wednesday, so Wednesday is going to be a no trade day for me, so we'll probably trade Asia on Wednesday. Drinks on a Monday, hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Not like crazy. I'm talking about like twisted tea or something. Jack Daniels, some light stuff. No shots or anything like that. This consolidation's putting me to sleep. Explain the 2022 model. Just go through ICT's playlist. The 2022 playlist. He explains it better than I can. Can't find the breakaway gap video. I'll send it to you. guess I'll go ahead and look it up. This consolidation is nasty. Alright, that's the first video, the first breakaway gap video. And this one will help you too. No problem. Buy side looks like an obvious target. Would it be reasonable to look for a long after sell side sweep if it's your model? But dollar index is looking really strong, so kind of iffy. But all my attention is in that 5-minute fair value gap. If we get through midpoint of that, then we're likely going to aim for the relative equal lows. So that right there. Take consequent encroachment. This candle closes in about 2 minutes. So I'm watching to see, where do we close on this candle? Do we completely just overlap it? Do we close at consequent encroachment? Do we close above it? Do we just completely run through it and aim for the sell side? So I'm watching this here. But it looks like we may want to go lower because I'm looking at the dollar index. And here's dollar. So am I comfortable buying the Nasdaq with the dollar looking like this? Probably not. Probably not. So that's how you can use dollar as a filter. I'm not saying that Nasdaq can go higher. They do move together sometimes, especially on a Monday. But ideally, if dollar's going higher, I wouldn't feel comfortable buying the Nasdaq. So this is your five-minute breakaway gap, consequent encroachment. So I'm going to have that on my chart going into the 1 minute time frame. Oh man, I don't use the VIX. No, it's not needed. I used to use the VIX, but dollar information gives the dollar index gives me enough information. So if you notice, we have a small little fair value gap right above consequent encroachment of that 5-minute breakaway gap. This is getting really technical, but this is stuff I pay attention to when I'm looking for trades. So best case scenario, what if you're bullish? You don't want to see us reach consequent encroachment of that 5-minute fair value gap. So here's midpoint, fair value gap on the 5-minute. There's your midpoint. I don't want to see us trade to it and beneath it if I'm looking for higher prices. That's not what you want to see. You want to see the lower half stay open. So if you go to your 1 minute chart, this fair value gap is just above consequent encroachment of that 5 minute breakaway gap. So I would be observing this to see, can that take us lower? Because again, if I'm bullish, I don't want to see this traded to. I want to see this stay open, because that all of this here is resting in the lower half of that 5 minute fair value gap. So I want to see that stay open. But this right here, that's permissible. So I'm just watching to see if that could take us higher. But again, preferably I would want to start seeing some weakness in dollar. If dollar is looking bullish like it is, relative equal lows, that sell side. Are you going to trade? I don't trade Mondays. I would never trade Mondays. I only live trade Tuesday through Friday. You're not being okay with being wrong. How do I get out when I sit here seeing it go against me? Why do I go numb at the loss? Yeah, bro, you gotta fix that. If you can't handle losing trades, then you know what I mean. That's tough. You gotta fix that. You gotta losing is part of the game. It's literally, there's nothing wrong with losing trades, but if you're pushing back your stop loss and you just don't want to get out of losing trade, you're just too emotional. You gotta build some discipline. I have losing trades, I go on losing streaks, but I keep my risk small and I control myself. I don't take more than 2 trades a day. Most of the time I'm taking 1 trade a day. If I get 1 good trade a week, like tomorrow, we're fresh new trading week, right? Tomorrow, if I catch a winning trade on my live account, I'm done for the week, just like that. And that's how I consistently make 2%, 2.5% a month, because I only need 1 good trade a week, and then I stop. That's the key, knowing when to stop. So you just gotta build that discipline. If you're struggling with discipline, don't trade Monday. Not trading Monday, you're gonna see everybody else making money. You're gonna see people on Twitter making money, which you shouldn't be on Twitter anyway. You're not gonna see people on Twitter making money, or you're gonna see them. Everybody on YouTube is gonna show their trades that they made on Monday and this and that. But if you're able to sit on your hands while everybody else does their thing, like, you're gonna build discipline. So, are you funded? I'm in a combine, but I trade personal funds. I have 5 figures in my personal account. I want to get it to 6 figures by next year. And then hopefully by December, I'll be able to trade 1 mini contract on my personal account, and I'm going to live stream my personal trades. I don't know if you're asking me, but hey, Caden has a good question for y'all. What's my model? I don't have a specific model. I just trade price. I just trade price action. So we just stabbed on the 5-minute chart beneath consequent encroachment of that 5-minute fair value gap. Dollar index still looks a little too strong for my liking. So higher prices in Nasdaq seems a little questionable. And again, as long as dollar looks bullish, those equal lows formed around 10:30 to 11:10. It's a little too smooth. So the general access in Discord is just a chat room. That's really it. It's like a chat room. There's a couple of chat rooms in there. My trading plans in there with general. There's no live trading streams. It's really just, the general access is really just for the community, but full access, webinars every weekend, weekly forecast, which I'm sending out after we're done trading here. I want to let Monday's trading pass by, and then I'll update that weekly forecast. webinars, live trading, all that good stuff. And then lifetime access is the same thing as full access, except it's a one-time payment and you're set for life. And then any new features I add in the Discord later down the road will also be included in the lifetime access. So that's it. Oh yeah, and you can watch all the previous webinars. I think there's like 20 something in there so far. We do a webinar every Saturday. We did a webinar yesterday, Sunday instead, because I was out of town. But if you want to watch all the previous webinars, they're in there for full access, obviously. And you can watch all the old archives of that. It's good stuff. They're about an hour long each. Lifetime access, get 100% off. Nah, I don't know about that, 20. But yeah. Okay, so this is when I will flip my bias, since Nasdaq traded through with speed through that 5-minute fair value gap that I wanted to see offer or treat it as a breakaway gap. Because it did that, my mindset is we might want to make a run for sell side, those equal lows. I'm talking about these lows down here. Yeah, people be charging $500 a month for a Discord. If you like that, like, hey, I'm not one to hate a business model. Like, if you're pricing your stuff like that, like, it's got to be, you know what I mean? Like, if you're charging $1,000 a month or something crazy, like, you better be like ICT level precise and consistent. But I feel like my prices are reasonable. I don't charge an arm and a leg, especially for the value. But we're going to get off here at 12, about 13 minutes. Did he enter? I don't trade Mondays. I only press the button live for full access members in thy Discord. Like Friday's trade on my YouTube channel, that was only for full access members in the Discord. I don't press buttons for free. I apologize. On my personal account, I risk 1.5 to 2% a trade. Sometimes 1%, but it's my personal funds. I'm a little bit more loose, so 1.5, no more than 2% on my personal account. A lot of times it is 1%, but if I like what I see, I'll throw on an extra micro, bump up the risk just a little bit, and maybe be a little bit more aggressive with my stop loss. But yeah, we're live trading tomorrow. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, live trading. Wednesday will probably be a tape reading stream only for full access members. Since we have FOMC in the PM, I don't trust the morning session. And then we're going to try and make a little bit of money. What's up, bro? I don't know how to say your name. I don't want to butcher it, but what's up? I'm just going to call you AB. I'm telling you, I don't even use the 1 hour. 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, that's all I use. But there's nothing wrong with the 1 hour. It's still a little bit too broad of a time frame for me. The 1 hour chart is like, because I'm only, I'm on the 1 minute chart. So daily chart 15.5. That's all I need. So I've been studying ICT for about a year every day. Feel like my understanding is increasing a lot every single day. Would it still be worth it? I'm gonna let other people speak on that, Caden. I think that Discord is the best out there, but
but obviously I'm going to be a little biased. Average loss per trade. Whatever I risk per trade, that's my average loss. If I normally risk 1.5%, 2% a trade, that's probably going to be my average loss. Don't trade copy me though. Just learn how to reprice action. Dollar's still looking strong, so looks like we may want to make a run for that sell side. And then what invalidates higher prices for me? We talked about this fair value gap. I wanted to see that stay open. If we breach consequent encroachment, what does that mean? We're likely headed for the sell side down here. So people ask about switching bias, flipping bias. How do you know you're offside and this and that? Just outlined it. If I'm looking for higher prices, I want to see this stay open. I want to see this stay open, and I want to see us make a run for the equal highs up here. When do you know to flip your bias? Well, we outline midpoint of the fair value gap. If you're bullish, you want to see consequent encroachment and below stay open. Midpoint, draw it through. Do we respect it? Do we treat it as support? Is there any sign of bullishness in the upper half of this fair value gap? No. So what does that mean? It's probably time to switch your bias and focus where? The sell side here. That's all it is. But then again, I don't trade Mondays for a reason. I only trade Nasdaq. I used to trade S&P months and months ago, but I only trade Nasdaq. Everybody's asking if I'm in a trade. I'm not in a trade. I know people who've been watching the stream from the beginning probably tired of hearing me say that. But just know we got new people tuning in for the first time. I'm not in a trade. I do not trade Mondays. I only trade in front of full access members in the Discord. So we're going to stay on for about 10 more minutes until 12. Quick look at dollar. Where is it at? Looking strong, looking bullish. Chart colors in the Discord. I need to get a t-shirt that says join the Discord. Everything's in the Discord. Chart colors, frequently asked questions, all that stuff in the Discord. In the Discord. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Join the Discord. Oh no, Lucky Cat, the Discord, it's not free no more. Took that off. Too much value. It's like $20 for the general access. That's literally like the cost of some Wingstop. General access is $20. One-time payment is not a monthly thing. It's $20 and you're in there for life for general access. And it keeps out the trolls, yes. And the scammers. Too many scammers coming in pretending to be me, using my profile picture and DMing people. So if the scammers want to get in, they gotta get in like everybody else. Yeah, Wingstop, man, Wingstop is so good. But yeah, all the information in the Discord is pinned in the top of the chat room. It's all there. That link right there, it'll take you straight there. You can learn more. Wingstop is so good. You never eat at a Wingstop? You haven't lived. Get there. Okay, let me tell you what you get, right? Go to Wingstop. Get you the 8. I usually get the 10 count, but most people can't finish that. So get you the 8 count. I like boneless. Some people may not be a fan of the boneless. All right, get you the 8 count, whatever you like, boneless or bone in. Get half hot honey, the other half lemon pepper. Get the Wingstop fries, but listen, this the important part. Write this down. When you get the fries, swap out the regular seasoning for hot honey seasoning. Get that with 2 cups of ranch. You're gonna need extra ranch because their ranch is goated, like it's Hall of Fame level ranch. So
get 2 cups of that ranch, swap out the seasoning for that hot honey seasoning, half lemon pepper for the wings, other half hot honey, and come back and talk to me. Boneless is good. Yes, I like my nuggets. I don't care what nobody say. My friends be teasing me because I be eating boneless wings. They be saying I be eating kneecaps. I don't care. I like my boneless wings. Wingstop, so I might get some today. If you see me in the Discord, sending pictures of my Wingstop order, I might bring a friend. We're gonna get Wingstop. I'm gonna send it in the chat, just cause y'all brought it up. That sounds like lunch. Not gonna lie. Just gave it a whole Andy. I'm telling. I just gave y'all a model. I just gave y'all a Wingstop model, and it just went right over your head. A full blown model. Like, are you listening? Red day, no food. See, shouldn't have been pressing the button. Wingstop honey mustard. Okay, yeah, the honey mustard does go hard, but you gotta the ranch. Nothing beats the ranch. Wife's name. We got 15 with fries, lemon pepper, hot. It was more of a health nut. Yeah, me too. I'm not big. Like I can't eat that stuff every day, especially Wingstop. But if I do treat myself to like Wingstop or McDonald's, whatever, I usually just run a mile. I feel better about myself if I sweat it out. Like I like to go running around here. I'll throw some sweatpants on, a hoodie, and it's like 90 degrees out here. Run a mile. I come back like drenched, soaking wet. But it feels good burning all that off. Nasdaq just getting a little lethargic. Not really interested in anything. Appreciate it, Caden. Appreciate you tuning in. If this is your first live stream, glad to have you. I'll tell you, no stop loss. Wingstop is so good. I'm about to text my friend right now. Like, you trying to get Wingstop? Can't do seasoned wings. What? What do you mean you can't do seasoned wings? Seasoned before, then wet? I feel that. Yeah, we did. That whole daily fair value gap. But just for those who were in the webinar yesterday, this is a good day to journal. We just talked about that 1050 to 1110 macro. It normally brings a retracement or reversal. So take a screenshot of that on your own chart, 1050 to 1110. Who's been making money? Where they're trailing their stop losses. We have equal highs up here. Trailing down, trailing down. We have a triple top that's buy side. When can you expect that to be ran out? 1050 to 1110. You get that classic retracement, running out the stops. Classic, just covered that yesterday. So it's nice seeing that pan out in real time. Stop loss should be boneless wings. Boneless wings are good, bro. I do like the bone in, but boneless has a special place in my heart. I don't care if y'all call them chicken nuggets. Took that 4-hour low. My chicken. Oh, okay. But see, Wingstop also has chicken tenders. Like they actually, man. I'm trying to put y'all on game. Wingstop chicken tenders go crazy. ICT regurgitated. Why was the algorithm even push me this? Uh-oh, is that a troll in the chat? Uh-oh, we don't do that. Uh-oh, we got one. Talking crazy in the chat room. Clicked on the live just to comment some nonsense. I literally have ICT concepts in the title of the live stream, and he still clicked on it just to comment some hate. Ain't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Like, you know what you're getting when you click the live stream, and he still opened up the chat room, typed out whatever that was, hit send. That don't make no sense. It says ICT concepts in full caps in the title. People are crazy. People are crazy, bro. That haterade for real. I guess he didn't Wingstop concepts. Okay. What's that mean? Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to stay on just to see if we get a push to the buy side. If Nasdaq works lower, then we'll probably end it. But if we can get somewhat of a push higher, I'm gonna stay on. That Wingstop model. But this is when you just want to zoom out of your chart. So it's real easy to zoom in and focus in on all this intraday 1 minute price action. But if you zoom out, okay, especially on like a 5 minute chart, clear all this off. This is what you have to work with so far. Is there setups in this? Sure. But on a 1 minute chart, this is all consolidation, all chop, break down, take out the sell side, consolidation, chop, rally up, fair value gap. We consolidate a little bit here, break down. Put that on a 1 minute chart. Consolidation, break down, consolidation, rally up, consolidation, break down. So it's easy to get lost in the sauce when you're all zoomed in doing something like this, which is why you have to do that. This price action is for the birds, yeah. Like, just back test all the Mondays. All the Mondays, usually, like, are there setups? Absolutely. There's going to be setups every day. As long as the markets are trading and it's open, you're going to be able to press the button. But me, personally, and from what I've journaled in the past, Mondays are just harder for me to read, so I don't trade it, which is why I come out here on YouTube. And we just do a free tape reading stream every Monday. And then I'll live trade for full access Tuesday through Friday. That's kind of how I like to do it. All right, Vlad, good stuff. Delete everything with one click. You just highlight it. Hold down Control. Click and drag your mouse over all your drawings. And then hit backspace or delete. Just like that. And then Control Z to undo it. I did prefer the buy side over the sell side, but now I'm neutral because, for one, we're just going sideways. 2, it's a Monday. And 3, we completely overlap that fair value gap on the 5 minute chart. So while I did like the buy side, it's looking kind of eh. Phil Coast, appreciate it. We're not going to stay on longer until 12:30. 12:30, I'll wrap it up, but I'm not in a hurry. Oh, and then, again, thank you guys for 5,000 subscribers. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. 5,000 subscribers. We hit that Saturday. Or was it Sunday? It was Saturday. So everyone subscribe, everybody who watches on the regular, everyone who comments, likes, shares the videos. Huge shout out to all y'all. Super grateful. It's insane. Like, I promise y'all, I didn't even know if I was going to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. Like, that was my goal. I wrote it down. Wrote it down in my journal. I wanted 1,000 subscribers by December 31st, 2024. And now we're over 5,000 midway through September, which is bonkers. So appreciate everybody tuning in, watching, subscribing. post notifications, all that. Love all of y'all. Super grateful, super blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 10K, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't even know where I'm going to be next year. Like, we're probably going to be at 50,000. That might be a low ball. I have so many ideas for content on YouTube, like Robin's Cup content and just like meetups, collabs. I have so much stuff I want to do next year. It's crazy. Like this is just, we just getting started. I love it. And my channel, my channel is not even anything fancy. Like, I don't have clickbait thumbnails. I don't have dollar signs and half naked women in my thumbnails. I'm not flashing dollar bills and hundreds and all this and that, Lamborghinis. Like, if you go to my YouTube channel, the thumbnails are literally boring. It's just charts. But it's authentic. That's what people like. So I'm keeping it that way. Appreciate it, Fatima. Thank you. Lucky Cat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, Unicorn Queen? Yeah, keep it 100. Keep it 100. Yeah, we don't, like, all that extra stuff, clickbait stuff, nobody has time for all that. We're just trying to make money, get better. They could keep all that extra. Like I said, I'm staying on until 12:30. Just want to see if Nasdaq. I'm looking at dollar, trading off of that 15-minute fair value gap, showing somewhat signs of weakness, but it's just choppy. Dollar index. Let me look at the Dow and S&P. Ugh, S&P is just brutal today. S&P is blowing accounts. Look at this. Brutal. Really, really typical Monday price action. That's rough. The Dow. Nothing exciting. Nothing that catches my attention. Nothing that says push the button, put on risk. Just appreciate that. Appreciate the subs. Muddy Monday. I'm trying to tell you. I learned my lesson from trading days like this. Never again. Watch the vlog. Appreciate it. The vlog was fun. But see you, Lucky Cat. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to close my chart soon, too. I don't care for the PM session. None of that. But yeah, the vlog was fun. It was fun filming. I'm getting more out of my shell. Like, I'm getting more comfortable walking around in public with a camera. At first, it was awkward because it's like, bro, I'm one of those people. But now it's like, because I know I have thousands of people watching, I don't really care what the public thinks of me walking around with a camera and doing all this stuff. So it's fun. I enjoy it. Trading with Arterius. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but appreciate it. Try to keep it authentic, keep it real. We need more traders like that in the community who don't just show Lambos and rented houses on all this stuff. Nobody cares about all that nonsense. We're just trying to get profitable, make money. Yeah. $9.30 sell-off. London close, just covered that. Retracement. I'll probably glance at the PM session, but I won't be home. Well, I'm going to be home, but I'll be downstairs at the pool with some friends. All right. Nasdaq just lost my interest. Any last questions, comments, concerns before we get off of this? Anything you guys want me to show in the charts before I log off for the day? No offense. Appreciate the stream. Price action 9:30 to 10:30 was clean. To each their own. I think it's inaccurate to say Mondays are not good trading days. That's just you, though. That's just you. From my experience, Mondays are harder for me. You could trade Monday, you could trade Sunday if you want to each their own. But if you ask me what setup, this is how I look at it. Right here. If you ask me what setup I'm comfortable taking in this, I would tell you none. But you may see your model. You may see 30 setups in this that you're comfortable trading. That's you. But me, there's no way I'm pressing a button in this. So you have to understand, a lot of people who are watching aren't profitable yet. They're going to get there, but they're not there yet. So if you tell them trade Mondays, you're kind of setting them up. But yeah, like Unicorn Queen says, everybody sees the market differently. From my experience, from what I've back tested in data, and from what ICT teaches, Mondays are usually just a little bit more difficult. So if you're struggling and you're not profitable yet, if you're profitable and you know how to reprice, you could find setups any day of the week. It doesn't matter. But if you're still trying to find your way, just sacrifice that Monday and use that as insight. But here's S&P. Do you have this sell-off? Yes. But all this right here, is that something that a new trader who's still seeking profitability, is that something they should be trading in? I don't think so. You may see in 30 setups. I don't see any worth taking. The Dow, a little cleaner here after running out buy side. Dollar index is a mess. Let's look at Forex. Forex, seeing cleaner days. Gold. I mean, you tell me. Like I said, everybody sees the chart differently. You may feel comfortable trading something like this, especially if you're short. But you have to understand not everybody's at the point where they could just reprice and understand which market conditions are harder. People, they may not be able to identify this consolidation until it's too late after their account's blown. So me personally, I don't trade Mondays, and to be the best example that I can be, I just preach Mondays can be a little bit harder to read. That's just me. But as your ability to read price action grows, you could trade any day of the week. It wouldn't really matter. Any playlist on ICT's channel is good to study. Everything he posts makes you money. He doesn't post anything on his YouTube channel that can't make you money. It's just about how you study. 2022 playlist, 2023, 2024, it doesn't matter. They can all make you money. Framework, identify buy side, sell side, wait for price, respect. Just trade in price. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Is dollar bullish on the daily? Is Nasdaq bearish on the daily? If so, find a setup. Is it clean? Is it consolidating? Yes, I use new day opening gaps and new week opening gaps. Man, y'all got me started on this Wingstop. I'm about to place my order. Y'all playing. S&P is so nasty right now. Moment of silence for everybody who trades ES. My goodness. It is Chop City. At least anything after 10 o'clock. Goodness gracious. I'm trading the December contract when there's more volume in the December contract. Right now, there's 3 times more volume in the September contract. So that's why I'm still on ESU instead of, not ES, NQU instead of NQZ. Yeah, ES is nasty. Somebody's in here pressing buttons right now on ES. I'm in Houston. I live in Houston. Houston, Texas. All right, let's see. think that's about it. So one quick glance, S&P, nothing I'm really interested in. The Dow, I've seen cleaner days. Dollar index, seen cleaner days. Nasdaq, I've seen cleaner days. I mean, can you trade this? Can you find setups? Absolutely. But I want to trade when it's a little bit cleaner, so I'm fine sitting on my hands and finding a setup tomorrow. I don't really care for anything in here. Bro, I know, and I ate so bad in Austin. When I tell y'all, I was at that burger joint like 3 times. That burger is the best burger I've had in my life. Like, but I'm finna go to the gym. I'm about to go run a mile after I get off this stream, just so I can get some work in. But bro, I was drinking milkshakes, margaritas, and burgers and fries. Well, I'm about to get back in this gym though. It was a nice little getaway. But that's it, man. I'm out. If this was your first time tuning in, appreciate you tuning in. Join the Discord. I only live trade. I only press buttons for people in the Discord. It's not terribly expensive, and you get more. You get more than what you pay for, and other people can vouch for that. So join the Discord if you're not in there already. No market review today. No PM session, none of that. I won't be home. I'll be out and about doing stuff with friends and family. So love y'all. If you have any questions, just message me in Discord. I responded to all the messages, so I'm all caught up on the DMs that I was backed up on yesterday. And I think that's it. So full access / lifetime members, I'll see you all in the live stream tomorrow. Remember, schedule change. So every trading day is 9:30 to 12 p.m. So no more pre-market and no more PM session. So we're back live trading tomorrow at 9:30. Love y'all. See you tomorrow. Peace.